Whatever you're going through, whatever you're facing, we'll support you through it, and we're here to help.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm an outreach coordinator from Spiro, and today I'm going to be talking about staying grounded, particularly during times of uncertainty. Now, we've all been witnessing some really profound changes in our communities and in our daily lives, and there's a lot of uncertainty about the future, which naturally makes us feel pretty anxious and uncomfortable. As humans, we like having that predictability and a greater sense of certainty about what's to come. Not to mention, we're really social beings, and this need to practice social distancing really goes against our most basic human instincts. And though there's a lot happening right now that is beyond our control, there are things that we can do to ground ourselves and to establish a greater sense of mental and emotional well-being. It's really important that we find ways to stay grounded so that we're able to practice better problem solving and decision making. Staying grounded helps us to respond more thoughtfully to situations instead of just reacting to them. And we feel a stronger sense of safety and control in our lives. Instead of just defining grounding, I'm going to walk you through a bit of a visualization. So I'm going to ask you to imagine a huge ancient tree that overlooks the ocean. Now picture a big storm rolling in with really intense high winds and heavy rain. Imagine that the tree's branches are swaying like crazy. Maybe some of its leaves are getting blown off and drifting out to sea. You might look at the tree and think that it's in total chaos. But then you begin to follow its leaves and its branches down to its trunk, which is barely moving. You notice how the tree is able to stand strong and still because of how deeply rooted it is to the earth. Its roots are so strong, in fact, that it's able to weather any storm that should pass by. The tree doesn't live in fear of when the next storm will be, how long it will last, or how powerful it will be. It stands confidently rooted, knowing that it has what it takes to stay grounded, no matter how strong or how long-lasting the storm may be. The tree may get shaken, but it knows it will not fall. The truth is, there are going to be times when stressful situations or storms come into your life and they really shake you and they push you into that fight or flight mode. Think of how easy it is for our minds to get lost in the storm of daily news and constant input from things like social media and TV. It's totally normal to experience anxiety and stress based upon the things that are happening right now. But when we allow things like stress and anxiety to take over our minds and our emotions, we end up being more like those drifting leaves than the firmly rooted tree. We end up feeling even less safe and even less in control of our lives. Now, if there's one predictable, positive thing about storms, it's that they do eventually blow over. It's important to develop coping skills that help us to stay grounded so when the storm hits, you're more confident in your ability to get through it. Beyond just getting through the storm, being grounded allows us to engage in the types of cognitive tasks that our minds do best when they're calm, like being able to focus on learning and taking in new information, making smart and healthy decisions for ourselves, and being mindful in our relationships. It's really hard to engage in that higher level thinking like problem solving and even seeking support when we're in that fight or flight mode. The good news is, even if you've already been swept out to sea or you're right in the middle of a crisis, you have the ability to calm your nervous system, to center yourself, and to return to a grounded state of being. And the best part is, you have everything you need within you to do this. So often I think we look for external things to help us to cope, like cell phones and fidgets. While there's value in using these physical tools for coping, there's also value in learning to rely on your own internal abilities to regulate yourself. That way, should you ever find yourself in a situation where you don't have that external thing, you'll be less likely to panic because you'll know that you have these internal abilities to stay grounded. So next time you find yourself in a stressful situation, I invite you to check in with yourself and identify whether you're more like the drifting leaf in that scenario, or are you more like the rooted tree in that situation? Building awareness of our stress responses is generally the first step to being able to change them. If you're interested in learning a simple and effective grounding technique, check out part 2 to this video.
Sparrow Center is a therapeutic learning program of Educational Service District 112. For more information, visit sparrow.esd112.org. If you or someone you know needs help, contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK or through an online chat available 24/7.